Hello, and welcome back to another journey into the quiet wonders of our world. Before we begin our descent into the mysteries of the sky, I invite you to take a deep breath. Feel the air enter your lungs, this invisible ocean that surrounds us every second of our lives. If these stories of our planet bring a sense of peace to your soul, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel. Your support is the wind beneath our wings, allowing us to keep creating these moments of stillness for you. Tonight, we look upward. We explore the weather, the ever-changing moods of the Earth, from the diamond rains of distant worlds to the silent architecture of a thunderstorm. We will witness the power and the poetry of the atmosphere. Let the world outside fade away. Let us begin. Fact 1. The birth of a snowflake. Every winter, billions of masterpieces fall from the sky, yet no two are ever exactly the same. The birth of a snowflake is a lesson in patience and perfection. It begins as a tiny speck of dust high in the freezing clouds, around which water vapor begins to crystallize. As it falls, the snowflake travels through different temperatures and humidity levels, and each change dictates the growth of its six-sided arms. This journey creates a unique geometric map of the flake's path through the sky. By the time it lands on your sleeve, you are holding a frozen record of a specific moment in time. It is a fragile, crystalline memory of the atmosphere, a silent architecture designed by the cold and the wind. To witness a snowfall is to see the sky showering the earth with billions of individual pieces of art. Fact 2. The mystery of petrichor. We all know the scent, that earthy, fresh fragrance that fills the air after a long-awaited rain hits the dry ground. This scent is called petrichor. It is not the water itself that smells, but a biological symphony triggered by the rain. Plants release secret oils during dry periods, and soil bacteria produce a compound called geosmin. When raindrops hit the earth, they trap tiny bubbles of these oils and compounds, releasing them into the air like a natural perfume. For humans, this scent is deeply ancestral. It signals life, growth, and the replenishment of the earth. It is the smell of relief. Petrichor reminds us that the earth is a living, breathing being, and the rain is the bridge that connects the parched soil to the life-giving sky. It is the breath of the world after a long sleep. Fact 3. The eternal thunderstorm of Catatumbo. In a specific corner of Venezuela, where the Catatumbo River meets Lake Maracaibo, the sky never truly sleeps. This place is home to the eternal thunderstorm. For up to 300 nights a year, lightning strikes the water thousands of times per hour. It is a silent, flickering dance of light that can be seen from hundreds of miles away, earning it the nickname the Lighthouse of Maracaibo. Surprisingly, this storm produces very little thunder. It is a visual masterpiece of pure electricity. Scientists believe the unique mountain topography and methane gas from the marshes fuel this never-ending show. It is as if the Earth has a permanent connection to the energy of the heavens, a place where the atmosphere is in a constant state of electric prayer, illuminating the darkness with the raw power of nature's heartbeat. Fact 4. The floating rivers in the sky. Above our heads, invisible to the naked eye, flow rivers that carry more water than the Amazon. These are known as atmospheric rivers. They are long, narrow bands of concentrated moisture that travel thousands of miles through the sky. When one of these rivers reaches land, it can release a staggering amount of rain or snow, feeding our forests and filling our reservoirs. These sky rivers are the lifeblood of our planet's water cycle, transporting the warmth and moisture of the tropics to the thirsty corners of the Earth. They remind us that the atmosphere is not just empty space, but a complex flowing network of life-giving energy. We live beneath a celestial ocean, a swirling canopy of water and air that moves in silence, sustaining every living thing on the ground below. Fact 5. The diamond rain of giant worlds. While we find comfort in the gentle rain of water on Earth, the weather on our neighboring planets is far more exotic and terrifying. Deep within the atmospheres of gas giants like Jupiter and Saturn, the pressure is so intense that it can transform common soot into solid diamonds. Scientists believe that lightning strikes turn methane gas into carbon, which hardens as it falls through the crushing layers of the atmosphere. By the time these stones reach the deeper levels, they are literal diamonds raining through the sky like sparkling hail. It is a staggering thought that in the dark, silent depths of our solar system, there are storms of precious gems that no human eye will ever see. It reminds us that our definition of weather is limited to our small blue marble, while the universe operates on a scale of unimaginable luxury and power. Fact 6. The green flash at sunset. If you have ever watched the sun dip below a clear ocean horizon, you may have witnessed one of the rarest optical miracles in nature, the green flash. For a fraction of a second, just as the last sliver of the sun disappears, a brilliant spark of emerald green light flickers at the top of the solar disk. This happens because the Earth's atmosphere acts like a giant prism, bending the sunlight and separating it into different colors. The atmosphere scatters the blues and purples, leaving a brief, vivid green moment before the light vanishes entirely. It is a phenomenon that requires perfect conditions, a clear sky, a distant horizon, and a heart that is paying attention. The green flash is a reward for the patient observer, a fleeting reminder that the atmosphere is constantly playing with light to create beauty in the most unexpected moments. Fact 8. The architecture of the supercell. There is perhaps no greater display of atmospheric power than the supercell thunderstorm. Unlike ordinary storms, a supercell possesses a rotating heart called a mesocyclone. From a distance, these storms look like massive spinning cathedrals made of white and gray clouds, reaching miles into the stratosphere. They are the giants of the sky, capable of producing massive hail and violent tornadoes. Yet there is a strange, terrifying beauty in their structure, the way the clouds stack like plates, and the way the lightning illuminates the rotating core from within. To look at a supercell is to see a living engine of the atmosphere, a manifestation of the heat and energy that drives our planet. It is a reminder that we live in a world of giants and that the sky is a powerful, dynamic force that demands our respect and our awe. Fact 9. The silent aurora borealis. In the cold, high latitudes of our planet, the sky occasionally erupts into a silent dance of neon greens, pinks, and purples. This is the aurora borealis, or the northern lights. This weather phenomenon does not originate in our clouds, but on the surface of the sun. Solar winds carry charged particles across the vacuum of space, where they are captured by Earth's magnetic field and channeled toward the poles. When these particles collide with gases in our atmosphere, they release energy in the form of light. It is a celestial light show that has inspired legends for millennia. Some saw them as spirits of the ancestors, others as bridges to another world. The aurora is a visual bridge between our planet and the sun, a silent, glowing curtain that reminds us we are part of a much larger cosmic neighborhood, protected by an invisible magnetic embrace. Fact 8. The calm inside the eye. The most violent storms on Earth, the hurricanes and typhoons, contain a secret at their center. Surrounding a wall of 150-mile-per-hour winds and torrential rain is a circular zone of absolute peace, the eye. Inside the eye, the winds suddenly drop to a whisper, the rain stops, and sometimes the blue sky or the stars above become visible. It is a surreal sanctuary of stillness surrounded by a ring of chaos. Birds are often found trapped inside the eye, flying in the calm air as the storm carries them across the ocean. The eye is a powerful metaphor for the human experience. The idea that even in the midst of life's most violent storms, there is always a center of gravity, a place of stillness and clarity. It teaches us that peace does not always mean the absence of a storm, but the ability to remain calm at its very heart. Fact 10. The Phantom Rain. Virga. In the vast, hot deserts of our world, a strange phenomenon occurs that looks like a ghost reaching down from the sky. This is called virga. You can see dark streaks of rain falling from a cloud, but they never touch the ground. Instead, the air below the cloud is so hot and dry that the raindrops evaporate mid-air, turning back into invisible vapor before they can reach the thirsty earth. It is a heartbreaking sight of nature, the sky trying to give life to the desert, only for the heat to steal it away. Virga reminds us that there are unseen battles happening in the atmosphere every day. It is a reminder of the delicate balance of our world, where even the most powerful rain can be turned into a memory by the silent, invisible force of the heat. Fact 11. The songs of the wind, aeolian tones. The wind is the Earth's own musician, but it needs an instrument to be heard. When the wind blows across thin wires, through the needles of a pine forest, or over the sharp edges of a mountain ridge, it creates a haunting humming sound known as aeolian tones. This happens because the wind creates tiny rhythmic vortices as it passes an object, causing the air to vibrate like a guitar string. In ancient times, people built aeolian harps that would sing whenever the breeze caught them. To listen to the wind is to hear the atmosphere speaking in its own language. It is a reminder that even the air we breathe is full of vibration and energy. When you hear the wind whistle through your window, you are listening to a physical conversation between the movement of the planet and the stillness of your home. Fact 13. The mysterious ball lightning. Of all the weather phenomena on Earth, none is as elusive or as frightening as ball lightning. For centuries, sailors and mountain climbers have told stories of glowing, tennis ball-sized spheres of light that float through rooms, pass through closed windows, and drift over fields before exploding or silently vanishing. Unlike regular lightning that lasts a fraction of a second, ball lightning can linger for a full minute, moving as if it has its own mind. Scientists still struggle to explain it. Some believe it is a plasma bubble, others think it is a reaction of silicon in the soil. It remains one of the last true mysteries of the sky. It reminds us that despite our satellites and sensors, there are still parts of the atmosphere that refuse to be understood, keeping their electric secrets tucked away in the shadows of the storm. Fact 14. The cloud that falls, the fog. Fog is perhaps the most intimate form of weather. It is not a storm that hits you, but a cloud that embraces you. Fog is simply a cloud that has decided to rest upon the earth instead of floating in the sky. It occurs when the air temperature drops to its dew point, causing water vapor to condense into tiny liquid droplets right before our eyes. When you walk through fog, you are literally walking through the sky. It muffles the sounds of the world, turning the familiar into the mysterious. It forces us to slow down, to look closer, and to trust our other senses. Fog is a lesson in stillness. It teaches us that even when we cannot see the path ahead, the world still exists in the silence. It is the atmosphere's way of bringing a moment of quiet reflection to the busy surface of the earth. Fact 15. The blood rain, desert dust. Throughout history, people have been terrified by reports of blood rain, showers that turn the sky red and leave crimson stains on the ground. While it looks like a scene from an ancient myth, the reality is a fascinating example of how the atmosphere connects distant continents. This phenomenon is usually caused by powerful dust storms in the Sahara Desert. The wind lifts massive amounts of red sand and dust high into the atmosphere, where it travels thousands of miles across the ocean. And when it meets a rain cloud over Europe or the Americas, the dust mixes with the falling water, creating a red-tinted rain. It is a stunning reminder that the air is a global highway. The sand of an African desert can fall upon a garden in London, proving that on this planet, no place is truly isolated. We are all breathing and bathing in the dust of distant worlds. Fact 15. The lenticular clouds, the sky's UFOs. If you have ever seen a cloud that looks like a perfect glowing flying saucer hovering motionless over a mountain peak, you have seen a lenticular cloud. These are some of the most beautiful and geometric structures in the atmosphere. They form when moist air is forced upward over a mountain, creating a stationary wave in the sky. As the air cools at the top of the wave, it condenses into a smooth, lens-shaped cloud. Even though the wind is blowing through the cloud at high speeds, the cloud itself stays in one place, like a standing wave in a river. Pilots avoid them because of the intense turbulence inside, but for those on the ground, they look like divine architecture, a silent, unmoving monument to the invisible currents of the air. They show us that there is a hidden order in the chaos of the wind. Fact 16. The thunder of the volcano. Weather is not always created by the sun and the sea. Sometimes it is born from the fire within the earth. During a massive volcanic eruption, the friction between billions of pieces of ash and volcanic glass creates an incredible amount of static electricity. This leads to volcanic lightning, a terrifyingly beautiful display of bolts dancing inside a dark column of smoke and fire. This is the atmosphere reacting to the Earth's raw heat. It is a collision of elements, earth, fire, and air meeting in a violent explosion of light. To see volcanic lightning is to witness the Earth in its most primal state, a reminder that the atmosphere is a reactive skin that responds to everything happening beneath it. It is a bridge between the molten heart of our planet and the freezing cold of the upper atmosphere. Fact 17. The power of the jet stream. High above the clouds, where the air is thin and cold, there are invisible rivers of wind moving at speeds of over 200 miles per hour. These are the jet streams. They are created by the meeting of cold polar air and warm tropical air, and they act as the steering wheels for the world's weather. A slight shift in the jet stream can bring a freezing winter to one continent or a heat wave to another. Commercial airplanes often use these winds to save time and fuel, riding the invisible current like a boat on a fast river. The jet stream reminds us that there is a massive, silent power moving above us at all times, invisible to our eyes, but controlling the fate of our seasons. It is the grand choreographer of the atmosphere, moving the clouds and the storms across the global stage. Fact 18. The rainbow's secret. The double rainbow. A rainbow is a bridge made of light, created when sunlight is reflected and refracted through falling raindrops. But if the light reflects twice inside the drop, a second, fainter rainbow appears outside the first one. This is the double rainbow. If you look closely at a double rainbow, you will notice a secret. The colors in the second arc are reversed. While the first bow starts with red on the outside, the second one has violet on the outside. Between the two rainbows is a dark, shadowy area known as Alexander's band. This phenomenon is a perfect example of the mathematical precision of nature. It shows us that even in the middle of a storm, there is a complex, beautiful geometry at work. It is a reward for those who look beyond the obvious, a second layer of beauty hidden within the light. Fact 19. The haboob, the wall of sand. In the arid regions of the world, a storm can arrive not as a cloud, but as a solid wall of earth. This is the haboob, a massive dust storm created by the collapsing winds of a distant thunderstorm. As the cold air rushes down, it lifts the desert floor into the sky, creating a wall of sand that can be thousands of feet high and miles long. For a few moments, the day turns into night, and the world becomes a monochrome landscape of orange and brown. Inside the haboob, the air is thick and the sound is muffled, creating a sense of being buried while still standing. It is a humbling reminder of the power of the land. It shows us that the atmosphere doesn't just move air, it can move the very ground we walk on, reshaping the face of the desert in a single hour of fury. Fact 20. The global breath. Conclusion. The weather is the only thing that every living creature on Earth shares. The air that cooled a forest in the Amazon today may become a breeze in a quiet village in Europe next week. The atmosphere is a single, interconnected system, a global breath that we all take together. It is a reminder of our unity. No matter our differences, we all live under the same sky, we all fear the same storms, and we all find peace in the same golden sunset. The weather is the Earth's way of telling us that we are one family, living in one home. As you listen to the rain tonight or feel the wind on your face tomorrow, remember that you are experiencing the heartbeat of the world. Trust the atmosphere, for it is the guardian of our life and the storyteller of our planet.